What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I'm here with BOXR Zhu. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, all things considered.
Good to hear, man. You entered Melee. I saw. How did things go? Walk me through your matches.
Yeah, so I've kind of been out of the competition for a while. The last tournament I went to was Royal Flush. So that's been a couple months, and I only really started preparing for EVO just like this week. And what that meant was like I was at the Smash GG house just playing with my coworkers on like a monitor setup, which is even a little bit different from TV. So, you know, even in just those 3 days, like I felt like I improved quite a bit. I was feeling pretty good going in, but like because I haven't been preparing going to tournaments, tournament nerves and anxiety really got to me, like more so than I think any other tournament has really gone to me in a very long time. So like even right before round 1 pools, you know, I was just like really anxious, like just not being able to sleep, just feeling just really terrible. So I ended up like just taking care of myself, meditating, doing all of that stuff, and went in pretty well. Results-wise, I did about as well as I expected. I went through my pool, my round 1 pool fine. I beat Tai 2-0. Had a close-ish set with Chudat. Obviously could have done better, but overall okay. I wasn't super frustrated going out of it. And then I lost to King Momo, an up-and-coming Florida Falco player who I was extremely impressed by, and you know, can't really complain there because like he's a good player, and I felt like I played well overall. It's just he played better than me. So.
Okay, so you're not too disappointed with your performance here.
Exactly. Yeah. TLDR. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Now, last time we talked was actually at EVO last year, and I remember this was before you actually started playing because you were still going around. I remember you had a camera doing some work. So. Anyway, when we were talking, you spoke to me like, yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure how well I'll do, but we'll see what happens. And then you went on a tear through EVO. Tell me about what happened there.
I think it was a mix of a lot of things. So one, definitely luck played a part of it. I think my bracket was pretty good for me. And you know, for whatever reason, I just had a lot of momentum going. You know, it started out with playing Laudandus. Laudandus was a little sick. I didn't know that, but in my mind, it was all just playing really well. And so I came out of that set feeling really good about myself. And you know, that's important. So I went out of that set, and then I played Chudat. And I guess, I think Chu at the time wasn't very good against Falco. And for whatever reason, I was very good against Chu and Ice Climbers that day. It was just, I was very focused, and I executed everything well. And then, you know, after that, I played Lucky. And I kind of went in with the same kind of mentality as like, well, I have to play Lucky, and if I play Lucky, then I play Mango, and I really, really wanted to get into top 8. And, you know, before even playing Lucky, I hadn't beaten him in like 4 or 5 years, a really, really long time. But in my mind, I was just thinking like, I want top 8, and I would just believe in myself. And it was mostly a mentality thing and just like having that momentum. So, you know, I ended up beating Lucky, and then I ended up playing Mango, who I did pretty well against. Didn't go all the way, but I definitely did a lot better against him than I have in like recent years. So, but yeah, if I had to summarize, a mixture of luck, doing well from the beginning, carrying that momentum, and just like really, really wanting to get into top 8 specifically.
Now, as is mostly the theme of many of our interviews, you're a man who wears many hats. You have your hands in a lot of areas. After a run like that, did you have a renewed interest in really pursuing competition? Like, how did that shake up your priorities?
Yeah, I definitely spent a lot of time thinking about that. So I haven't really put out videos in a long time, and you know, that's kind of like the decision. You can't be the best at everything, right? You have to commit to a single thing, otherwise you won't be like remembered for anything. So you know, I think first and foremost I'm a player, so that's kind of what I ended up deciding, just like focusing on being a player, and as well as like my job. My job currently, I work a lot of hours at Smash GG. You know, we're trying to do some big things. So that is primarily like my main focus. I guess like I do some video stuff and put a lot of hours for Smash GG. I guess that's like what ended up taking or replacing a lot of the other stuff that I did. But in terms of Smash, first and foremost, player for sure.
And one thing that did come out from your performance at EVO, you were signed with BOXR, a team that not a lot of people heard about. Some people were unfamiliar with them. What made you decide that they were the team for you compared to, I'm sure, the many other teams that are out there?
Yeah, so right after my EVO run, Launders, if you guys don't know, Launders is a CSGO commentator. That's basically BOXR's his brand. The brand of his stream, his content, all of that. So he basically brought me on board because, you know, he wanted to expand BOXR. He wanted to kind of like branch out beyond just him. And a Melee player, you know, honestly, Melee players are really cheap. compared to a lot of the other players that you can get these days, right? So Launders and I had a Skype call, and I was talking to other sponsors at the time, but like Launders in particular, he has an eye for aesthetic, which in my opinion is something that's really important. And just like talking to him, he's also really into commentary. He has a lot of experience just like analyzing matches and stuff like that. So for him, he's a really good resource that a lot of other people didn't really have for me. And like he also has a team of like apparel related stuff. So like really nice shirts. They worked with me to get that BOXR bomber ready, which I love. And a lot of people have been asking for. So it's a combination of things. But yeah, mostly him as a resource really stood out to me. Yeah.
So after EVO, you had this renewed focus on playing, but as you said earlier, this year you kind of took a break. What was kind of the decision making behind that?
Oh, I mean, my break was just out of necessity, honestly. Like, I haven't been going to locals. I haven't been going to as many nationals, even though I could with the support of BOXR. Mainly because I started a new job. Again, Smash GG is very, very aggressive with the stuff that we're trying to do, so that's taken up a lot of time. And again, this is... Man, if I say it's no Johns, it's Johns, but I guess Johns, no Johns, whatever. I'm planning my wedding. My wedding's coming up in September 24th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And as you can imagine, that takes up a lot of time. I also just moved in with my fiance, so just like personal life stuff, basically.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't even know that, but like I said, congratulations. That's a huge life thing, getting married, committing yourself to someone. How is that going to shake up your priorities, so to speak, in playing and stuff like that? Because that adds an entire another wrench into the mix.
Yeah, so last year in particular was really hard because my fiance, she was finishing up her PhD over in the East Coast, but she recently just finished, and we moved in together in NorCal. So actually, I think that makes it easier because we don't have to do long distance anymore. Yeah, so my everyday life is a lot more stable. So I actually think that gives me more room to travel, if anything. In terms of like the wedding stuff, wedding's coming up. Once that's done, should be good. Again, with the support of BOXR, like I'll be able to travel more. So. If all things go well, I think my life will kind of stabilize a bit. I think Smash GG also is stabilizing a bit, so I'm hoping to travel more. And again, like, even me going back to EVO, I only prepared for 3 days, and honestly, like, I got 65th, which is like the worst that I've gotten in like maybe like a decade or something, or like half a decade or something. But it's not bad, and if anything, it's kind of like motivated me to kind of like do better next time. So yeah, basically after September, you'll see more of me.
Happy to hear it, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have missed you. But one thing that you have been doing, when you're not playing, is you've been doing a lot of commentary, right? You did some commentary at Royal Flush, very well received. Tell me a little bit about how that plays into the many things that you're doing.
Oh man, so commentary, it's so hard because like I love commentary. I love watching Melee. I guess just because I love Melee, right? So I think that the success that Vish and I had was that like we just fucking love Melee a ton, and it's not that we're commentating, it's just that we're all watching Melee together. So Vish and I actually spent like maybe 10, 15 hours preparing for Royal Flush. Yeah, we had like multiple Skype calls, did notes, spent a ton of hours just like at the hotel room, just like looking over like what are the possible top 8 sets, what are the narratives going in, and just basically went over all of that, and I think the work that we put in really showed in our commentary. So that said, I love it, but logistically, it's really hard because obviously, like, I can't commentate top matches and play top matches at the same time. And, for EVO, like, I didn't want to commentate day 1 pools or day 2 pools because it's like, that's gonna detract from me, like, focusing on making a deep run on a bracket, right? So, it's really hard. I think I'm gonna have to pick and choose which tournaments I commentate and which tournaments I compete at. And I think ultimately that's what it's gonna be. But even then, it's like I won't be able to compete with like Fendi or Webbs, who put all of their energy into commentating, and they're doing a fantastic job going out to all the events and just doing every commentary block after block after block. So we'll see. I think first and foremost, me as a player, I know people have given me really good feedback on commentary, but I think that'll always take second place until like I break my hands or like am unable to play. So.
Okay, good to hear. Like I said, you guys did an amazing job there, and I'm sure people are very excited to hear more commentary. Now, winding back even a bit more, the first time we spoke was at Pound 2016. Wow. And at the time you were telling me about how you had just left your job and you were trying to make it full-time. At the time you were not with Smash GG, but I'm assuming you were kind of going down that path. Been over a year now. How do you feel about that decision now, looking back on it? Do you feel like it's been a great year and this is like what you've always wanted to do? Just tell me a bit about that, because I know it was a very hard decision for you, but now you're here, you're in NorCal, you're with Smash GG, you're about to get married. It's got to be quite the thing to think about.
I hate you. And I say that because like, it's, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in a previous interview, but I'm always shocked at like how prepared you are. No, it's just incredible. It's just incredible, honestly. Yeah, but it's been pretty crazy. So actually, I wanted to comment one other thing about that. But like, I think like for me personally, I love like talking to you because like I feel like we've talked at every major event, and I feel like you've basically like documented my life. So thank you very much for that once again, because I can go back and just like relive my years. But yeah, so in terms of like my life progression, it's been really great being able to work at Smash GG, obviously. I think like for us, I started a year ago and I was like employee number 8. We're now at 30, right? And I feel like that is somewhat representative of like esports growth. And the fact that like people like me who struggled even in just Pound 2016 to like figure out what I'm doing, get a job, questioning whether or not I'm gonna even like stay in esports or whatever, like, you know, I found something and I think that's really good, and I think a lot of other people are also finding that. So it's a good time to be a Smasher and a good time to be in esports, I think, because people are, again, are finding a way to like make that their livelihood and dedicate all their time into like making it grow bigger so other people can do the same. Yeah, I guess that's my main thoughts. For me personally, very fulfilling, very awesome, and I hope other people also find something similar.
I definitely hear you. I think there's a lot of people out there who are asking themselves the same thing about trying to go full time, trying to figure out how they can make their way into this space. And I think that it's really cool that Smash GG has grown so much. But being that you guys have rolled out a lot of new features, I remember a while ago you had to submit that Google form, but now you can actually create tournaments on the platform itself. And yeah. I know that you can't reveal everything, but tell me a little about the progression of Smash GG over the past year and what you're hoping for this year.
Yeah, so I mean, the philosophy with Smash GG, and I think most companies, is like, you work on a vertical. So in our case, it was Smash, right? Like Smash GG, Smash, I mean, that's how it started. So we worked on tools for the TO so that tournaments can be sustainable, right? So people can run tournaments and like monetize tournaments and, you know, grow from there. And we built a lot of great tools. Obviously, not all of them are perfect, and we don't have everything. But, you know, we did that, and like almost all the Smash majors, EVO included, is on Smash GG. And that's awesome because it's like, well, now like the tournament experience is a lot better for the TOs and the players. So from there, we kind of expanded on to different games. Like, you know, we've done Rocket League, we've done like, I mean, Street Fighter, the FGC, obviously, but like beyond that, like, you know, we have some StarCraft, we have Hearthstone now. And you know, that's basically the past. So we developed a bunch of tools for Smash, and now we're trying to like build that onto the different games. And you know, you mentioned like the Google Forms. You know, it's pretty awful for the TOs and for myself having to process all of them. Now we have like an actual submission process on our platform. We're working on opening up the platform for everyone, you know, and a bunch of other things. So yeah, I don't remember what the original question is, but that's the general strategy.
Well, I was going to ask, what are your ambitions for this year? Because you kind of answered the first part.
Okay. Yeah, I think opening up the platform is one thing that we want to do. Other than that, I can't comment too much, but like, you know, doing different games like Hearthstone, we've been very aggressive on, and it's been really fun building out those features and seeing like, you know, different tournaments using us for Hearthstone. And yeah, you know, whatever big game comes out, Marvel Infinite, DBZ, you know, maybe like League of Legends or some other online tournaments that are coming out, well, we'd love to support them. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's a shout out to Smash GG, but if anyone's watching and is interested in hosting a tournament for really any game, offline or online, let me know or message us at support@smash.gg.
There you have it, guys. Definitely check him out and Smash GG. You guys are doing great work there. But as you said, you guys are expanding, and that's really good. But at the same time, too, it's Smash GG, and you know, some people might get confused by that. Do you think that some sort of expansion or rebrand is something that you guys might do as time goes on, or is the roots always going to be Smash GG?
I love this question. So my take on it, and I think this isn't our official take, right? Right, my personally, and something that we've kind of talked about, but like, so Smash GG is like, I think a lot of the people who are in Smash think Smash Brothers, right? But a lot of people who aren't from the Smash community and use us for like tournaments or whatever, let's say even like an FGC TO, they refer to it as Smash GG or Smash, like a very like general term. So currently, you know, Smashers refers to people who play Smash. Our goal actually is to make Smashers a universal term for anyone who competes in a tournament.
That's very, very ambitious. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome. Going beyond this, beyond the game itself, you've got a lot going on. do you ever stop and think like, wow, only 2 years ago I was stuck in this job? You know, my girlfriend and I, we weren't where we are now. How does it feel for you looking back and wondering how did my life kind of turn out this way and what's going to happen in the future?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy. And every month or so, I stop and I think about it, and I get like very nostalgic and whatever, right? Yeah, it's been good. I can't complain, honestly. Like, I think honestly a lot of it came down to me being in the Smash community. Like competing for 10 plus years. Like I said that like I get very anxious going into the tournament, more so Evo than others, but I've always been pretty anxious. Like, it was even worse before. Like, and if it wasn't for Smash, I wouldn't even like try to like even face anything that gives me anxiety, right? So it's like it's really due to Smash that like I've been able to accomplish a lot of things that I have been able to accomplish, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. So yeah, it's been really cool, and it's like a lot of progress, and overall I'm very happy with where I am, and yeah, I still can't believe it, honestly.
So given how much Smash has done for you and how this tournament has really ignited your fire for competition, what are your goals for the rest of the year? Where do you want to see yourself at the end of the year? I'm not quite sure your opinion on how you were at ranking wise or results wise at the end of last year. So walk me a little bit through that, and as well as your goals for this year.
Yeah, my goal for the end of this year is strictly top 30, and I know that's not super ambitious, but it's also not unrealistic as well. So I think it's a very, very like aggressive but also realistic goal. And I say top 30 because it's kind of a joke, because like, you know, my Twitter profile is like top 30 Smash player, but like I was top 31 last year. Right. So my actual goal is to just be top 30 by the end of the year, and I think that's really great because like for this year there's no SSBM rank for the entire year, it's by season. And for summer, I was unranked, right? So, and you know, that definitely motivates me a bit, because it's like, oh, I'm an unranked player now. I'm not ranked overall, I'm not ranked in NorCal. So I get to start fresh, and that's actually pretty exciting. So winner rank, top 30.
So fresh start for the second half of the year. And, you know, just to kind of finish things off here, we're going to talk a little bit about all the controversy that's going on in the community, just, you know, discussions about various things, whether it be wobbling, ledge grab limit, controller mods, whatever, what have you. What is your kind of opinion generally on a lot of those? And I'm not saying go through systematically every single one, but just the ones that you remember.
Yep. So we can do wobbling and we can do controller mods. Okay. So wobbling and ice climbers in general, I fucking hate ice climbers. And I just have to like get that out there. That's just like, it's a source of frustration for like many, many years, but that's largely due to the fact that I am not good at ice climbers, and I didn't take the time to really learn how to fight them. Now, recently, I've been getting double eliminated by ice climbers. I lost to Chu today. I've never beaten Nintendude. I've never beaten Diskid. But you know what? I don't actually get salty against them anymore because I've actually taken the time to fight them. I do personally think that like wobbling is very against the nature of like and the spirit of Melee, and for me, I think it's a shame that wobbling is in the game. I think a lot of people would agree, but it's absolutely not broken and absolutely should never be banned. For any reason, like whether the argument of like spectatorship or even, I just don't see the a future where like ice climbers just dominates every game and that wobbling is broken. So that's kind of my stance on it. I hate it, but it absolutely does not deserve to be banned. And if you're frustrated with it, take the time to learn it, and you know you'll probably do better against it. With controller mods, that's really difficult to say. I think a lot of in theory controller mods fixing dash back and a lot of the artificial problems that controllers have are actually really good in my opinion. But logistically, there are some problems, and until we can figure that out, I think we should be more conservative about what we allow in at majors, personally. Just because, I personally wouldn't want to sit down and have someone else have an Arduino mod, and I just don't have access to that resource, and I feel like I'm at a disadvantage. So, I mean, unless it's something that we've tested and is something that can be readily available for everyone, I think we should be conservative, and that's my personal standpoint right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to me, man. I'm sure a lot of people learned a lot about you and everything that's going on with you. So, any shout-outs you want to give, words you want to say to the fans? How can the fans follow you?
Man, yeah, the fans have been pretty great to me. I mean, my Twitter is BOXR, of course, BOXR ZHU. But yeah, I definitely want to say thank you to all the people who just take time and just send me some nice messages. That's honestly like really great considering I've been pretty inactive and people still believe in me. So yeah, thank you to everyone there, and obviously Launders, BOXR, for just taking care of me, making sure that I keep going to tournaments, and honestly the Smash GG family. I spent a really great week with them, and it's been pretty life-changing, just like a lot of personal development and professional development working with all of those guys, and we keep trying to help grow everything that you see in the background as best we can, so that more interviews like this can happen all the time.
All right, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of EVO 2017. We'll see you guys.